Set to get down to -17, Claire.
Claire's always got a few good. You've always got a few kind of metaphors at this time.
Yes.
In like the lion, out like the lamb.
Yes, that's true.
In like the bear, out like the hamster, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot now.
OK, what have you got this year?
Yeah, well, actually, 2007 typically is going out very mild, typical of the way the year's been, and it's turning much colder. But -17, I think that's more wind chill factor, to be honest.
See.
Which is good news for most of us because it's going to be freezing cold. We are expecting some snow. I haven't got any decent metaphors for you right now, but I will think about them for Wednesday, when I probably will be in the freezing cold somewhere. And this is where we are expecting some snowflakes over the next week. Wednesday across the eastern side, central southern England, and Thursday, and then Friday up towards the northwest. Shall we have a look and see what's happening today, then?
GMTV weather, sponsored by Nestlé cereals. Whole grain for the whole family every morning.
So 2007 goes down as one of the warmest on record, and certainly the end of 2007 will be incredibly mild for most of us. So if you're heading out tonight, you probably won't need your long johns, but you could need an umbrella. And the reason why, up to the northwest, you can see where the rain is, and it's gradually going to be sinking its way southwards across Scotland and Northern Ireland as we head through this evening. So a rather dry start today. The odd spot or two of rain can't be ruled out. It is a mild start, though. As you see, no frost problems at all this morning, and a bit breezy, particularly down towards the West Country. That's where the cloud will be thick enough. We could see the odd spot or two of rain. The rain across Northern Ireland as well as Scotland could be heavy for a time through the morning into the afternoon as it gradually moves across to the central lowlands, perhaps even just clipping Northumberland as well as Cumbria as well as Northern Ireland. But to the north, it brightens up once you see the sunshine, though. I think by then the sun will be setting because it will be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Not a lot of daylight left at this time of the year. Even so, temperatures will be on the mild side. So the picture generally will be a dry and cloudy one across England and Wales, and this is where the highest temperatures will be 9 or 10 Celsius, perhaps even 11 across Belfast, 8 or 9 further north. So this is around 11, 12 o'clock tonight. If you are heading out in Scotland, remember your umbrella across the central lowlands, although it will dry up across the far north there. For Northern Ireland, I think the rain will ease off a little bit, but you are likely to see some patches of rain coming and going, but at least temperatures there only around 9 Celsius, not too bad. For Wales, West Wales, seeing more cloud, perhaps the odd spot or two of rain inland, though you can see 1 or 2 clear skies. And for the West Country, a similar situation. Central southern England seeing some dry weather. You can see some starry skies as you head through to 2008, and temperatures typically, I'd say, 7 or 8 Celsius. Clear skies, you could see a 5 or 6, even so, not too bad considering what time of year it is. Up towards central southern Scotland, though, that's where we'll continue to see the rain as we head into New Year's Day. Further south, well, it's a similar story, really, similar to today. A lot of clouds generally, perhaps the odd glimmer of sunshine, but this is when it changes. See, the wind is picking up, particularly across the south there, and then the wind changes direction. We drag in some very cold air from the near continent. The source of this air comes from Siberia eventually, and as the rain hits the cold air, that's when we could see some snow flurries, particularly in the east on Wednesday. Central southern England on Thursday as an area of cloud and rain moves up, and then on Friday up towards the northwest where it's going to turn very windy. Here's your summary. Get a 5-day weather update for your postcode on our website, gm.tv.
So we're going to get the news now. Here's Priya.
Thank you, Ben. Good morning. Thousands of train passengers face chaos today because of overrunning track repairs. Network Rail has closed part of the West Coast main line, affecting mainly Virgin train journeys between London, the Midlands and Scotland. Passengers have been told to add an extra hour onto usual journey times. The Police Federation has urged the Home Secretary to reconsider her position over the police pay dispute. Jackie Smith provoked officers' anger when she said their pay rise wouldn't be backdated as had been agreed. Now the organisation that represents police says it's not too late for her to change course and stop the situation escalating next year. Pakistan's Electoral Commission has said it will decide tomorrow whether or not to postpone a general election scheduled for next week. It comes after violence rocked many of Pakistan's cities following the assassination of opposition leader Benazir Bhutto. New talks aimed at averting strikes by thousands of airport workers will take place today. Officials from BAA, who own 7 British airports, including Gatwick and Heathrow, will meet union leaders to try and hammer out a deal over pensions. Walkouts are currently planned for 3 dates in January. Actress Billie Piper is expected to marry for a second time later today. The former Doctor Who star and her fiancé, fellow actor Lawrence Fox, were pictured at a wedding rehearsal at a church in West Sussex yesterday. And it looks like Billie's ex-husband, Chris Evans, will be amongst the guests. Finally, losing weight, spending less, quitting smoking, they're amongst our top New Year's resolutions, according to a survey. But if you haven't made any yet, experts say it could be too late. Nick Dixon reports.
More than 80% of us make them each year, but barely 10% actually stick to them. It seems our New Year resolutions aren't worth celebrating. However, experts say there's now 3 ways to ensure success. Psychologists believe it's a mistake to make resolutions on New Year's Eve, so if you haven't already made them, don't bother. Secondly, choose something new, not the same ones you made last year. And thirdly, they say it's crucial that men and women make different resolutions. Cutting down on the drink and giving up smoking are the usual favourites, but this year, top of the list is losing weight and taking better care of your cash. And bottom of the list, something much more manageable, cleaning out your wardrobe, a thrilling start to the new year.
7:33 now. Resolutions, Kate and Ben?
I've had my main form, and my husband said I'm going to have to be tidier this year. I don't know if it's going to happen.
That would be a result, wouldn't it?
Huge result for everyone. But I tried to tackle his sort of slight weight problem, dare I say it.
On national television?
I know it's a little bit bad, but he
do it?
has put on about 4 or 5 stones.
What, since you married him?
Yeah, no, met.
Is that what you've driven him to?
Oh, shut up. Anyway, I said to him, go away and work out a plan and I'll help you with it. And he came back and said, you know, last year, my statement for the year was, it's going to be heaven in 2007.
Yeah.
I've worked out a plan for dieting next year. I'm going to be great in 2008. I thought, that's not a plan, that's a sentence. That doesn't actually help you to lose calories. He's always going to be a spin doctor.
Although the more he's talking, the less chance he has to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
That might help. Somebody who's not been doing either of those things after 8 o'clock, imagine spending 11 months doing this.
Oh, man. My back is really bad.
At times he can't sleep, at times he can't eat. That's
Poor
Chris
guy.
Sands. He's been hiccuping non-stop for practically a year. Find out what that's all about around 10 to 9.
Dr. Hillary is going to hopefully have a bit of advice to him as well. In the next half hour, if you're staying in this year's Eve, sensible person, Biggins has got the best of night's TV, and he's going to talk us through all the options coming up next.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Oh, what a glorious thing to be, a healthy, grown-up, busy bee, whiling away the passing hours, pinching all the pollen from the colibri flowers. I'd like to be a busy bee, being just as busy as a bee can be, flying round the garden, sweetest ever seen, taking back the honey to the dear old queen.
Let the power of nature into your business. Simply switch to Business Easy Green. Greener energy from Eon.
Honeybees, if you like, but won't sting me.
Here, take a look at this. A Toshiba 42-inch digital LCD TV for only $649.99.
You're the toughest critics in the beauty industry. And some beauty products just don't make the grade. In the largest independent consumer survey on innovation, thousands of you have passed your judgment on which beauty products match up to your high standards and decided on a winner. You've judged Nice and Easy, the winning hair colour product in the UK. An expert blend of subtle tones for natural-looking colour. Nice and Easy, hair colour product of the year.
After Vicks cough syrup with honey, a coughing fit doesn't have to ruin a beautiful moment.
Day one storm, and it was beautiful. Day one.
So before an irritating cough takes over your life, let long-lasting Vicks cough syrup with honey soothe your throat and calm your cough.
Then the night shift.
Vicks, we start with solutions, not problems.
From the producer of The Devil Wears Prada.
What do you think?
I think you're hot.
Comes the romantic comedy everyone is falling for.
I'm trouble.
I like trouble.
P.S. I Love You is brilliant. Everything a romantic comedy should be.
What happened last night?
Tequila, my friend.
Stop screaming at me.
P.S. I Love You in cinemas Friday.
Don't let spots get in your way. T-Zone, with natural antibacterial ingredients, helps fight the causes of spots. Spots can't handle the T-Zone.
I promise never to say, my mum thinks you're holding the baby wrong. I promise to do at least my fair share of nappy changing and night feeding.
Understanding parents, understanding babies. For infant nutrition, trust the experts. SMA, we know.
Hi, I'm Nicola T.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Melissa. And this is the Wags Workout.
Get the body with a wicked workout featuring fabulous original music. Get the look with a complete makeup, hair and nail class. And get the style with the Wags top personal fashion tips. The Wags Workout on DVD. Get it now.
It's time for Great Escapes with GMTV. Prepare to be whisked away to 5 amazing destinations with your celebrity tour guides. So, take in the sights and sample the delights of hotspots from around the world, starting with Cuba. Great Escapes, new for 2008 on GMTV.
Hi there. Now, this time of year can be really hard for all those whose loved ones have gone missing. 19-year-old Luke Durbin disappeared from his home in Suffolk in May last year after a night out with friends in Ipswich. Luke's mum, Nikki, who we're going to speak to in just a moment, and the rest of his family, understandably, all very concerned for his welfare because his disappearance, they say, is completely out of character.
This is Dog's Head Street, and the zebra crossing over there is the last known sighting of Luke. He was caught on CCTV. The evening of the 11th of May 2006, my daughter Alicia and my son Luke and myself, we were all in the kitchen here. They were going to have sort of a big night out. It's just in such high spirits, and he literally walked out of our house laughing, and we haven't seen him since. This is Ramsholt, which is a few months before Luke went missing. We'd spoken about this place. We'd both come here by ourselves, not together. And I used to just come down here and think, you know, it turned out that Luke was doing the same. If I knew Luke was alive, it would change everything for me. It just, you know, I can't understand why he's gone missing, if he has done it off his own back, but I don't need to understand. Just to know that he was alive would just change my life again.
Well, Luke's mother, Nikki, is with us now, along with Ruth Morin from Missing People. Good to speak to both of you this morning. I'm sure it's tremendously difficult every day, but this year is such a family time. This time of year is such a family time, isn't it? That I guess it must heighten things for you. What do you feel about his disappearance now? What are the things you're looking to try and do to try and make people think about?
Obviously, to keep Luke's you know, photo out in the sort of general public is crucial for me. Also, over sort of this, you know, the 19.5 months that Luke's been missing, I've spoken to a lot of other families with missing loved ones, and I think it is to really to stress that we were all the families I've spoken to were just ordinary families.
Yes, so I think you said to me before that you hear about these cases and before it directly involves you, you tend to think, oh, there must be something going on there, or perhaps he was unhappy, and you say, no, that's not true, and you now realise that that's not true because it's happened to you, you know.
Yes, totally, and you know, whatever has happened to Luke, I mean, you know, I'm positive somebody knows.
Yeah.
And you know, I really want that person to come forward, as I did a
some
month into Luke
answers
missing. Yes, absolutely. I mean,
clues.
yeah, it's just to get some closure.
Now, you have this special place that both you and he went to. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's a couple of miles from our home. As you saw, we live in a very rural area, and it really is just, it's a very isolated, tranquil spot. When Luke first went missing, I used to go down there a lot and just scream. Because basically you didn't come across many people down there. And it was just coincidence that I did find out Luke used to go down there and just go for walks by himself, and so it's sort of another place I feel very close to Luke.
Yeah. So how do you keep going, in a sense? How do you go forward into a new year?
I think the best way to describe it is you run parallel lives. You have the life where you function on the normal level, and there's